This video onwards, we are going to discuss about the development validation methods. So the product validation basically has three parts: customer, this is kind of one part, then buy, and then the third part is product. By customer, we need to make sure if we are asking from a right micro niche or from our right ideal customer persona, what are going to be the qualifying questions to make sure that we are asking question from the right person. For example, I'm talking or I'm taking your opinion about stress ball and you never have faced this issue in your life. So how can you give me a genuine comment, or how can you kind of feel that pain for which people buy the particular product? And definitely then the additional questions about the ideal customer persona, which we studied how we can learn about those questions in the session number 2, in the initial videos of session number 2. And the questions are: what are the hobbies, what is the lifestyle of my ICP, what activities do they perform, what are their problems, what are their concerns, questions, what is most important thing in their life, what things they value, what things they don't value. This will kind of help you to identify where do they hang out online. All these questions which we have already figured out in the session number 2, all these questions are going to help you where we can find our target customer. In the second component, the buy component, we need to figure out, do the customers find our product with all its development valuable enough or not? If yes, or we can take it as a separate question as well, how much are they willing to pay for our product? So instead of now making sure that our selling price should not exceed what market is usually paying for that particular product, we need to ask our questions: how much are you willing to pay for our product? And then again, this is going to be one question. And then the second layer of question is, we will ask the same question: how much are you willing to pay for our product in comparison to this one? For example, you find a common stress ball in the market which is being sold for 14.99, and you find this one against this with the ABC development. How much are you willing to pay for it? And the third component of validation is product. And the questions we need to ask here, or the sub components of this particular component product, is do customers understand what your product is? Do they understand what developments you have made via main image or only with the help of main image? You shouldn't be explaining the development part of your product to your customers. If you show them the picture, they should be able to understand what development have you done. If we are talking about selling the product online, because that's very important part, your whole mechanism of conversion is via main image, via the image of the product, which shows up on the search result. So your development should not be that much negligible or that much complex that it becomes hard for the customers to understand the development via main image. So an important principle in the product validation, or particularly the product development validation process: do not get yourself fooled by the confirmation bias that favors the information which stays in line with your already held belief, and kind of act as a blind for that pieces of information which conflict with your belief points regarding the product. For example, I have a particular belief, or I have a particular understanding or something fixed in my mind regarding the stress ball. Now, there are five responses which are in support of that particular belief, and there are maybe 8 to 10 responses which are against those. So, your product validation process is going to be a failure if you consider these points which are in favor of your belief and ignore these points which conflict with your belief. That's going to put you in a that's not going to work for you. Your product validation process is going to be a failure. So you need to be open mind. You need to have a mind with which accepts basically the questions, the concerns, and the objections of the people. Another principle for specifically the e-commerce sellers, which we are, your product development should be visible via main image. Through the main image, you should not explain the development to the customers. It should be self-explanatory. That's very important. If your development does not qualify this criteria, then I would suggest you to go for another option, because that's going to be a big hurdle in kind of showing up this thing to the customers, what additional development you have done. For example, I am selling a now there is a common Beyblade and then again I am also selling a Beyblade. I've added some functionalities inside, but as the main image I am using same Beyblade image like my competitors are using. And definitely I have written it down in maybe the bullet points, or maybe the video which shows at the seventh or eighth spot in the image list. But I'm not explaining my development, whatever feature I have added in the product via main image. That's not going to work. So I need to make sure that whatever development I have done, either I need to put effort to show it up via main image, or it should be self-explanatory, or it should be something which can be shown to the customer via main image. That's very important principle, specifically for e-commerce stuff. So the crux of all what I've discussed in this video is, for the development validation process, you need to ask your right customer, your ICP basically, do they understand your product? Do they understand the development part? I mean, what is better in this product as compared to other products? Now the second question is, do they like it? And the third question is, if they like it, how much are they willing to pay for the product? This is the whole crux, but definitely you need to have the understanding of all the components and the reason behind that to have a better grip on this. So this is all in this video, and I'll see you soon in the next one.